All right, you sexy mother-loving zombie lovers, zombie mother lovers, something like that. I'm back now. I'm gonna try a new thing here for you guys. We are in a creative mode game. Um, I've got some ideas from base building that you guys have given me, both in stuff I've seen on Reddit. A couple of my friends I've talked to had some ideas. Plus, I've got some of my own ideas I want to follow up on. What is that noise? Um, oh, there he is. Basically what I want to do is build a base. We will set the day to the Horde night. This is a brand new random gen server, local. I've got specifics for it. I can put them out there. One of the things it is set up for, let me double check. But I believe it is set up for Nightmare. I'm sorry, it's Insane difficulty. And I think I have 24 zombies per player on Blood Moon right now. Um, Obviously we can tweak that around if we need to change something here. But what I want to do is try and build some horde bases, and we'll see what survives, what works best. With the A20 changes, and see what we can do from there. Um, the first one I want to build is an idea I saw a while back for a floating base. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of new blocks, so it looks like it'll be a little bit easier to construct an A20. Um, what I'll do is I'll show you guys how to make that, and then we'll go through the process. I'll set it to day 7, and we'll run into some hordes, and then maybe if it survives the first horde night, we'll bump it up a little bit harder, see what goes on. Level up my game stage as well. That way I'm a higher level type thing. I will be in God mode, at least while I'm building, while I'm doing creative mode. I'd like to see if during the Horde night, if I can survive, switch off God mode, turn it on, turn it off, see what happens. You can see down there in the lower left corner, it says God, disappears again when I turn it off. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and start this base and get this built for you guys pretty quick. It shouldn't take that long. Um, Depending on how long this is, I may speed this up for you guys. So you'll basically see me speeding up the process, building it at 200, 300 times speed, whatever. And then, eventually the end. And then maybe I'll go into specifics about how I'm going to build it. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the creative dev tools. They've added a terrain removal and add tool now, as well as some of the super diggers and stuff like that, just to kind of make the building a little bit easier. Obviously, this is more to see if the concept works, and then maybe it'll be something that we can build into a creative game. Survival type game. So what I'm going to do, because this first base is a floating base over a pit, I want to dig my pit, build the base structure of it. Now, you should be able to scale this up. I don't know if they've changed the way this works since A19, Alpha 19, but we'll see. So I'm going to dig a couple holes here. Go down a couple blocks, give ourselves some room. Now this might not be deep enough to kill zombies, which I'm okay with, whatever. I just want to see functionally if this base will actually work. Now this does rely on the base itself starting kind of at the base level on the ground. Maybe ramps up to a 1 block high, something like that. But you'll get to the idea of what I want to do in between. So if I go, let's say I want to go 10 blocks. So I'll start it out here. 1, 2. Well, let's do this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that should be wide enough. So I will go. Corner blocks are not going to be counted. 1, 2, 3. What do I got there? A rock. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, go a little bit deeper here. Okay, go one more deeper there. I don't know if there's a way to change this, the tool. I haven't found one using any of the default means, but we'll see. I mean, we'll play with it. Maybe the tools need to be worked on a little bit. I'm not sure. Okay, another corner. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And this guy should line up straight across here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Somebody miscalculated. That would be me. That's fine. Not going to matter. It'll be a little bit oblong. I mean, the shape doesn't really matter as long as it is square. Only because of the way that it's going to lay out. And then basically what we want to do is all the way down, you're going to have a straight drop. Ideally, you'd probably want to place concrete all the way down, you know, concrete to the bottom, whatever works. But basically what this is going to do is give us the drop side of our base. Yeah, so I want to make sure these are all flush with the edge there. And I'm actually going to fill in here. Now, like I said, ideally you'd probably want to build these all the way down to the base, the bedrock, however deep you want to go. Depending. I mean, if you've got time, you've got the resources, go as deep as you can. What I had done in the past was I'd always built it as a drop pit. So basically the zombies would fall and die. However, I think some of the mechanic changes, they don't take as much damage now when they fall. So what I think I've done is in Alpha 19 it was, I did it as a bottom with a stairway down, and you could basically go in and put traps at the bottom. So I put spinning blade traps, you know, electrical traps, stuff like that, just to make sure that any zombies did fall down there would get killed. I also had made it to where there was like a little shoot box that you could shoot through the walls. And like I said, we'll try different iterations of that. You know, maybe we'll do different videos, different techniques, stuff like that to see which one works best for us. But the goal here is basically build a base and go through and get everything cleared out, and you know, see if we can survive the zombie horde at varying stages of the game. Now, realizing this is going to take a little bit of time to build, I am going to go ahead and speed up the process for you guys on video. It's going to take me, you know, probably a couple hours or whatever, and I will show you guys at the end what the actual process looks like. You know, how I build the base, the mechanics behind the structure, how it's all going to work, and you know, hopefully give you guys some insight and ideas. And then obviously, yes, if you guys have ideas or changes you'd like to see, definitely let me know, and we'll go from there. So sit back and relax, watch the time lapse, and I will see you guys in a, you know, for you guys it'll be a couple minutes. For me, it may take hour, something like that. You know, maybe I'll put a timer on and see. But, you know, we'll get an idea and see how long this is going to take. All right, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna stop and kind of introduce what I'm gonna do here. So the idea is you would build a pit, and like I said, this is like 10 by 11, 10 by 10, whatever. Size doesn't really matter as long as it's square. That seems to work the best. And then however deep you want to go. Now, depending on if you want to drop pit, go to bedrock if you got the resources and the time, TNT, uh, uh, auger, whatever. Um, you want to go down deep enough to where the zombies are going to potentially take some damage, or if you've got enough traps set up and they do fall in, you won't have to worry about them, uh, you know, surviving for long, so you're going to have to take them out. Obviously, if you go to the trap route, you're going to want to make sure that you have the perk for gaining XP from trap kills. I believe it is the, let's see, I think it's under robotics. No, it's electrocutioner, I think. No, where the heck is it? It does the traps. It's gotta be one of these. I thought it was. Deals robots deal 10% more damage, fire rate. Oh, you know what? It might be a book. Tech Junkie. Increase the fire rate. Maybe they changed it, but I could have sworn there was a option that gives you percentage of kills by brawler. No, maybe they changed it. It's possible that got fixed, or harvest. Yeah, maybe they did. Agility? No, it's got to be. They may have changed it. There used to be a skill that would give you the XP for trap kills because I don't believe you used to get it before, but I'll double check on that. So the idea is you've got your walls, your base here. Now what I'm going to have to do is, because it does stick up higher, I'm going to have to go ahead and use ramps. And I would prefer to probably use the bigger ramp. I thought there was a bigger one that was 2 spots. Let's see. Yeah, maybe they called it a wedge. Yeah, I think it's a wedge. Yeah. Might be this tip. Oh wait. Well, let's see. No, guess it's not a wedge. It's not a ramp. I could have sworn I've seen it in here. Slope, maybe? No. Huh, I don't even know where the regular ramp is now. This one, I guess. And what this will do is this will let the zombies get up onto, you know, I hope this works. Well, we'll see. Really? So what this will do is, as the zombies run up, they will be able to get up onto the pit, basically dive down underground or fall into the ground. So let me get this set up. I'll show you guys what the next part we're going to do is. I will put ends on there. The goal is basically the zombies are either going to get up onto this thing and eventually fall in to ground, or really, or I could be completely wrong and they're going to mess this all up for me and make me a fool on the video. But ideally, what they're going to do is they're going to get up onto the edge here. They're going to try and reach the player, you, and they are going to fall into the pit and die, either from you shooting them, dropping bombs, Molotovs, whatever, or you know, we'll have traps at the bottom of the pit that they will fall onto and die. Now, obviously, you're going to want to build this out of a more sturdy material. You could upgrade this. Concrete, obviously, is going to be probably the viable option because, you know, it's pretty easy to come by. Like I said, you're probably going to want to fill the walls all the way down with concrete. Once you've got your basic shape like this, you know, your zombie horde's going to come up. They're going to try and get after you. They're going to fall into the pit. Now, the whole goal is, with obviously a hovering base, is just that. So they've added these new, and I'm doing this in concrete, they've added these plate corners. So what you can do is basically, it looks like a little 90-degree angle. Let me get that right in there. And you'll notice what I'm doing, come on, there we go, is putting it against the wall. And the same thing with the plates. I'm going to put them on face. And we're going to do around the whole edge like this. And you really only need to do this first row at the top here. You don't need to do all the way down the wall. And I'll show you why. Because once they fall, it's not like they're going to catch on to this or not. And I'm hoping, at least in Alpha 19, this worked. Switch to this guy. Take that one. Take that one. Take that one. So, by leveraging the fact that you see the little shadow box, that is the square where this plate takes up the space. Now, the cool part about this is, and I'm guessing this is a mechanic that the devs did not intend, is that if you rotate this, and I put it opposite, whoops, this plate, oh, you know what? Okay, so this changed because, there we go. So it's floating because if you look at the box, this box overhangs, and it actually hangs onto the box of the other plate. So even though there's nothing there and it's a space that you can travel, basically you're kind of fooling the game into thinking that these boxes are actually touching the piece across from it, even though they're not, and that space is not occupiable by a player. So then what we'll do is, whoops, actually, essentially go all the way around. And now you'll notice what I did is I'm leaving 2 spaces in between, and I'll show you why. Because basically, whoops, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to make sure it's on the opposite face of this block, like this. Because what I'm going to do is fill in this middle part with pieces. I can get rid of this one out here. So now I'm going to take my standard blocks and fill this in. Now I'm going to at least do 1 row so I have a place to stand on. Because my goal is to basically be able to shoot down into the pit, once the zombies fall in there and are getting minced by my trap. And that was why I did have the door. Whoops, I got to go back up here to all. And we're going to do cellar door. And I'm just going to use the wood one, only because I already had them in my inventory. It's not going to matter. I think what I'm going to do, one here, one here, one here, one here, and we'll put some stuff in between. So the goal is, as I am a player, I want to run up to my base, hop across the ledge. The zombies, however, are not going to be able to do this, and I'll show you why. On the outside now, we are going to build our wall with the face plates like this. And I'll leave one there for a door. And yeah, I'll go up one higher. So now you, let's say you've got your iron door here. Put it like that. So you can run up, hop in, close the door. Zombies ain't going to get you. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off this outside of the base. I'll do a time warp for you while I do this, and you guys can, we'll resume and see what happens. All right, and now that I've got that done, you kind of understand the concept of how this is built out. Basically, I'm going to run over to my base, open my door, jump across, close the door, I'm in my base. These guys down here are so I can stand on the ledge, shoot down into the hole, perhaps close it, if I got... okay, that's weird. Okay, probably wasn't closed yet. Shoot down in there. Close them. Good to go. What I think I'm also going to do, because, this spot basically is going to be essentially you know, a horde base, I'm gonna do this. No, I'm gonna go one higher. So this will be the roof. Yeah, I'm gonna go with another floor here. Let me build this up. And realistically, I mean, if it's just a horde base, you probably won't have stuff here as far as crafting, whatever. But you may want to bring, you know, if you've got extra stuff like a forge, whatchamacallit, workbench type stuff, you could do that. What I do want to do, bars. Yeah, so the other thing that I like to do is iron bars, because now what's going to happen is the zombies will be able to see me, and plus if I really wanted to, I could shoot out from there. I think depending, now I've got, I believe, Feral Sense turned on, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But this should allow them the ability, well, you know what, let's do this, because I gotta do it from the outside. All right, let me do this real quick. There, take that out. Put one opposite. I'm only gonna do one because I think what's gonna happen is if I leave too many there, the spitter zombies could get you through them. Basically, what I want them to do is see me, but not be able to get in. Now, obviously, if you're doing, you know, survival mode, get some wood here. So let's do this. We'll make frames. So, you know, basically you want to get out of the base. It's locked, and there's your horde base. Now you want to get in. You can do a run and jump like that. Works pretty well. And then you're inside. You're locked in. Now let me do this. I want to go and let's do it on this wall here. So now that I'm up on the top here, I can do a build to where, let's see if I can do it from down here. Yeah, you might need to do some scaffolding while you're building this. Use creative mode to get a little bit more leniency in how things work. Oops. I'm going to go 3 high again. Oh my gosh, really? And then what this will do is this is going to give me an area to put my, what do you call it? My bedroll. Can put my crafting tables if I need some, you know, make armor, make repairs, make bullets, stuff like that. If you really want to, you could put some forges in here and light them on Horde Night. That brings the zombies to you. You know, with the heat map, obviously, that's one of the functions of, especially with like the screamers, they're attracted to the forges, campfires, you know, auger sounds, all that stuff. That's been in there since I think, I don't know, one of the way early alphas. There we go. So now I can rotate this guy. Okay. And if you want to do, what you could do is put a iron barred cage maybe on the top. I had done this in a previous build where I basically put like a little lookout tower up top. So if there are spitting zombies, flying zombies, stuff like that, uh, you know, you could take them out because they tend to not want to fall into the pit if they keep their distance. Now, again, I don't know what the AI in 20 is going to be like, if they've changed that or not, but it is a possibility that, you know, that functionality is now. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Didn't do this right, but that's all right. We'll do this. And then we'll have our. Okay, so these guys are. Come on. And what this will do is this will give us the ability to come up here, shoot flying zombies, maybe draw zombies in, do some overall damage. Whoops, do some overall damage to these guys if they're not falling into the pit. Obviously, if we need to do some different work, you know, we should be able to get that done. What is going on? Why am I doing this way? Huh. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's in the inside. Yeah, so now cover this off. Have a nice. So this will basically give us the ability to come up here, fire down upon the zombies from my little hidey hole. You know, maybe even stand up here and draw them in. Go down there and go down here. So what I want to do, let's see, torch. Put a couple of these up. Put a couple up here. And I'm going to put some up on the edges. Oh, see, you can't because they're. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's all right, though. That's all right. do it here. Nope. No worries. So what you can do is then hop in. I'll sit from here. So let me do this. Let me get a bedroll. So we'll climb up here, put my bedroll down just in case. Let's get a shotgun. Helmet light mod, weapon flashlight mod. Modify, put that up. There we go. And we'll do mining helmet. Let's say we've got some scrap armor. Oops. Oh, you know what? Let's do light mod. All right, so now we're doubly ammoed up here. So let's say we've also got secure storage. Let's do this real quick. And I'm going to put this. I can get all the stuff back. I'm not worried about it. Hang on to this guy just in case. So now I will go ahead and go to the next level, but let me do this. I am self XP. What is the level? 8,000. So if I say give self XP 10,000. And now I am level 2. So give myself another 10,000. Let's see. Level 3. 4. Let's go say we get to level 5. And then I'll move it to day 7. So we got some points available. Let's say we'll put them in boomstick because we want to buy these up. We'll do a sexual Tyrannosaurus. Maybe we would have gotten a pack mule and a healing metabolism. So we'll get some let's say we get some bandages. And we'll get some med packs just in case. So my idea is God mode now. Not in God mode now. We'll come in here. We'll get into our base. Got my bedroll down. Let us set the day to day 7. Okay, we'll see. You know what? Let's get a oh, you know what? Yeah. So we'll see how this works. So let's say I've also got some pipe bombs. You know, questing, found them, whatever. Maybe a couple Molotovs. This will allow us to kill some zombies. I don't know if it starts at 20. I'd have to double check. I already hear zombies. Yep. Come on. Oh, geez, alright. So yeah, I fell in. That's my fault. But yeah, see, so she fell down there already. Let's do this. Let's give ourselves a pipe rifle. Level 1 sounds good. And we need some 7.62. Now, this isn't Horde Night. So see, they're jumping, and they're hitting the side of the... and falling, which is what we want. Clearly the, see, that guy burned. Clearly the zombie pathing is not working that well. So he should try and jump at me. Boop, and he falls. Now, the air taking some damage, I believe. Just not, it's a minuscule amount, really. Obviously, so this tactic I don't think is going to work that well. Because they're moving around too much. Yeah, I don't have an angle on him. I don't know where he could be, actually. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit rough. I think maybe what we could try is some bars instead of the doors. That would give us a way to shoot down. Yeah, so let's... But you understand the concept now, so they're falling into the pit. Now, granted, I don't have any traps yet, so let's do this. Bars. Iron bars. So this realistically should let me get into the pit and shoot them. Now I cannot drop bombs into the pit, so what I could do don't think you can do this. Oh, these are called hatches. Hatch. What you could do is a hatch, but let's see if I do this. Yeah, so I could do that. Yeah, that might work. So let's set this to Horde Knight cometh, Horde Knight taketh away. Give myself a little scope. 2x is fine for this guy. I think it's going to be 2200 if I'm not mistaken. We'll see how well this works on the first Horde Knight. And here we go. Come on, you can do it. Oh, default speed. Hold on a sec. I think 3 is the default. We'll set it to 4 for now. Yep. Alright, so this is the first Horde Knight. They are set to insane. And I do have Feral turned on. Feral Sense. Now what they should be doing is, see, because I'm over here, they're all going to come to me. They're going to hit the wall and fall. Let me get a wrench. Oh, actually, we'll do a nail gun instead. Yeah, so see, they're all down there already. And it works out pretty well like this for now. Yeah. Now I think because I have Feral Sense on, it is helping. Because what they're doing is they're trying to get to me. Because they can sense me, and then they're trying to just jump on top of me here. Yep, there she goes. Now obviously if you've got traps down there, any sort of method of killing them will work. Let's try over at this end. Let's go to the door. Yeah, so I think what the problem is here is there's a lip on that door right there. I may need to switch that door around. Let's see if we go to the back here and get them to come to me this way. And see, they don't really even just, they just come at me. They'll hit the wall, they'll fall down. Now they're hitting the side here. It looks like they're only hitting... Well, this might have been me when I hit it, but really it's just this piece here. And if I had some steel, I could, you know, repair it. And I don't think... Yeah, these don't drop through here, so... Oh yeah, see, they're jumping at me and they're falling. There they go. Now, oh, geez, whoops, whoops. There we go. Save myself here. Let's say you've brought everything with you, obviously. Nice. Headshot at her. So, realistically, this will work. Now, granted, this is only day 7. Probably what I think I'll do next round is we can try for, you know, maybe putting some traps down there. You know, maybe a way over here or something that you can dig down, put a ladder down here and come get these guys. Otherwise, what they'll do is they'll just keep digging their way, you know, through the ground. There we go. So we'll say it ended. Obviously, if you're down here, you know, you need a way to come down and get the loot. So there's a couple different options. What I've done is I've built a ladder and kind of a airlock system. Obviously, I walled all this off with concrete. You know, put some traps down here. I mean, there's a couple different ways we can do it, and I'll, you know, maybe what I'll do is offline I'll work on this. You've already seen the basics of how we built this thing. You know, maybe I can spend more time on it if you guys are interested in it. But I'll look at the next step of we'll morph this into maybe a bigger, better option for a base. You know, put some traps at the bottom, maybe a pitfall. You know, further down, you know, maybe a shooting cubby for getting loot. You know, if you're playing with multiple people, what we had done in the past is I used to have walled this off with like a little passageway behind it. The iron bars people could shoot through into the zombies, so they would fall down into the traps. They could shoot the zombies that were still alive down here. Obviously, the longer the horde night, the longer the game stage, you know, the more powerful they're going to be. So you would need somebody down here if the traps aren't doing the job. And then you just have a door, a vault door or something into the room, be able to loot and you're fine. There was a couple other options I had where I think at one point I tried to find out if there was a way to like funnel them into a certain area. Didn't quite work, but you know, we'll see. I've got some ideas, so we'll maybe make it a series. But this is a basic one that, you know, pretty much first few horde nights you could easily build this. Concrete isn't that hard to come by. You may not be able to have it at day 7. You could definitely have cobblestone and upgrade to wood frames, go that route. You could probably get by with wood frames too. Like I said, the Only thing that looks like it took damage was the bars. So if those are forged iron, bam, now they're repaired. So anywhere where they're going to hit me, I could obviously repair that. The door, let me look at this real quick, because I think... See, that's on the inside, and I think what that does is that's leaving the lip. So if I close this... Yeah, they were getting stuck on that lip, I think. So what about if... Yeah, they're still getting stuck on there. So, ideally what we could do is, like I did, maybe if they're going to be beating on the door, maybe we find another way in. What I could do is maybe wall this off. I'll think of something. Maybe come up with a ladder system or some way to prevent that from happening, to where they can get in and basically destroy the building from the outside by sitting on this ledge, essentially out here. But yeah, so that's the overall gist of it. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. You could build it out of cobblestone, so it's a good first tier base. I mean, obviously, if you're doing it yourself, at low stages of the game, depending on what you're wanting to do, you may need to... Look, I got a little mini horde. You may need to go through and focus on the base, because it could potentially take a while to dig down. Maybe it's a later stage base where you've got an auger and you can get lower underground. Really, it depends on what you're looking for. I've also done it where we build TNT and you drop it, and because the TNT block blows up a certain size, you can quickly excavate. And as you saw, obviously, I don't have full concrete on the sides, so I don't really need that, but it is a good thing to have. It kind of tidies it up a little bit. So I think what we'll do is we'll do another episode where maybe I expand on the base a little bit and we see how well that survives another Horde Night. We know this one will at least survive one. Like I said, it isn't on the same difficulty with 24 zombies. I could always maybe bump it up to higher difficulty. I do have the feral sense on, so they can detect me a little bit harder. But obviously getting here is going to be the hardest part. But the objective of this video is not how you're going to achieve this point in time. It's once you've got the resources and survived long enough, what's the best design for a horde base? So if you guys got any ideas, any suggestions, put them in the comments. Let me know. Maybe I'll try and building out any changes. Maybe you've made something like this. I think I saw this on YouTube. Gosh, it's got to be a couple years now. Somebody made a base like this. So I pretty much, it's not my original design. I had some idea that this might work. And then I had seen the video, which kind of solidified my idea. So, I've kind of expanded on it, put my own twists on it. But I wish I knew where I saw it before I could give them credit. But yeah, so, if you're a new viewer, thanks for coming by. Thanks for staying with me. Hope this gave you some information. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're an existing viewer, thanks for coming back. Appreciate you guys supporting me. And if there's any questions or anything, definitely put them down in the comments below. We'll see you guys later. Take care.